You've tried keto, maybe multiple times, and yet you're feeling stuck. The scale's not moving, your energy's flat, and you're wondering, why is it so hard to get into ketosis now? Here's the truth that no one's talking about. After 50, things change. Your hormones shift, your metabolism slows down, and what worked in your 30s doesn't work anymore. So if you're still following cookie cutter keto advice and hoping for the best, yeah, that's probably why things aren't clicking. But the good news is you still absolutely can get into ketosis, and pretty quickly, in your 50s and beyond. You just need to do things a little bit differently. So in today's video, I'm going to be walking you through 3 science-backed steps that actually work for people over 50, plus the tool that I use to track my ketones in real time, so you can know what's working and what's not. I'm Kait, a nutritionist who specializes in metabolic health. I have helped hundreds of clients over 50 use low-carb diets to reverse insulin resistance, lose weight, and take control of their health. And this is how we do it. Now, let's talk about why getting into ketosis feels so much harder after 50. Because if you've been cutting carbs, skipping snacks, doing everything right, and you're still not seeing ketones, you're not crazy. Here's what's actually happening behind the scenes. As we age, especially post-50, your metabolism slows down. Your muscle mass starts to decline, and your insulin sensitivity naturally decreases. This means your body becomes less efficient at switching between fuel sources, between using fat for energy and carbohydrates. And that's what needs to happen to enter ketosis. So instead of smoothly shifting into fat burning mode like you might have in your 30s, your body now holds on to glycogen stores for longer, burns less energy at rest, and takes more time to adapt to lower carbs. And then there's hormones. For women, declining estrogen during and after menopause makes the body more prone to fat storage and insulin resistance, especially around the midsection. And for men, falling testosterone levels also impact muscle mass and metabolic flexibility, both key to getting into ketosis quickly. Beyond that, years of eating a high-carb diet, of stress, of poor sleep, of not eating enough protein can make your body resistant to change. So when people over 50 try to do keto in the same way that they see a 25-year-old on TikTok doing it, it just doesn't work the same. But here's the upside. Once you understand the changes happening in your body, you can adjust and get results faster than you think. And that's exactly what we're going to do in the next 3 steps. And we're going to start off with one that some people don't pay enough attention to: lowering carbohydrates to a true ketogenic level. Here's where most people, especially over 50, either go a little bit too soft or too extreme. If you want to get into ketosis fast, you need to drop your carbohydrates to under 20 grams in a day. That's your trigger. You've crossed the line that tells your body there's no more sugar coming in. It's time to switch to fat. For those who are younger, they can get away with eating some more carbohydrates in their diet and still get into ketosis relatively quickly. But it becomes more difficult with age. Now, I don't want you to confuse this with starving yourself or being super limited in what you can eat. You want to focus on whole foods that keep your insulin low, but that are high in fat and protein. Think eggs, salmon, grass-fed beef, fruits like avocados and olives, and cooking oils like olive oil, coconut oil, and ghee. Skip the keto cookies, almond flour pancakes, and fat bombs, especially in the beginning. After your 50s, your body is more sensitive to carbs and overall calories. Your margin for error is a little bit smaller. Like I said, you can't get away with as much as you could when you were younger. If you want a simple visual, build your plate around protein first, then add low-carb veggies and healthy fats. Keep it simple. Do this for a few days and your body is going to be able to clear out your glycogen stores and switch to burning mainly fat. And once you've got your carbs down, it's time to speed things up with the next step: fasting. Fasting is one of the quickest ways to nudge your body into ketosis. It burns through your stored glucose and forces your body to use fat for fuel. But again, after 50, it can be really hard to jump straight into a 24-hour fast and actually feel good while doing it. It's better to build up gradually. Start with a 12 to 14-hour fast, for example. Stop eating at 7 p.m. and don't eat again until 9 a.m. the next day. Once this feels easy, you can push to 16 hours, where your body gets deeper into fat burning mode. And fasting is really magic when it comes to getting in ketosis. Fasting lowers insulin, and low insulin means more ketones. So if you're combining a low-carb diet with a 14 to 16-hour fast, you're creating the perfect metabolic conditions for your body to start producing ketones. And no, coffee won't break your fast. In fact, black coffee, herbal tea, and electrolytes can all help you to fast more comfortably. Just skip anything with added sugar or artificial sweetener. Now you're probably wondering, how do I actually know if I'm in ketosis? Because ketone strips, they're not accurate. They're accurate for probably the first couple of weeks when you first get into ketosis, but beyond that, they can be extremely misleading. And this brings us to the third step, which is to track your ketones in a smart way. Yes, there are absolutely signs we can look out for that signal that we're in ketosis and that our body is burning fat. But having accurate feedback and not just relying on symptoms can be a game changer. Because even if you're eating right and fasting, your body still might not be producing ketones efficiently. And if you're over 50, this is especially true. So what are the different ways to track? Urine strips, as I said, not accurate. Blood ketone readings, yes, they're accurate, but they're painful and annoying. If you've ever tried to track your blood ketones consistently, I'm sure you're very familiar with the bruised fingertips that they cause. And that's why I switched to a different method of tracking, using a continuous ketone monitor. This little device works similar to a continuous glucose monitor, but you guessed it, it tracks ketones instead. It gives you real-time feedback without any finger pricks or guessing. You don't even have to scan the device. It tracks 24/7 in real time. All you have to do is apply the small sensor right to your arm, and you get live ketone readings straight to your phone. You can literally see and track how your ketones rise and fall based on what you're eating, your exercise, your stress. Because let me tell you, a lot of times when people are having trouble getting into ketosis, high stress is to blame. Now, I've been using a continuous ketone monitor. This is my second device and each one lasts 2 weeks. So I'm probably on week 3 now. And what I've learned from using this has been eye-opening. Of course, fasting boosts my ketones up, but I'm surprised just how high my ketones get after eating a high-fat meal. For breakfast one day, I had smoked salmon, avocado, and eggs cooked in grass-fed butter, a meal that was very high in fat and protein and had next to no carbohydrates. And my ketones jumped up to 1.2. The real-time graphs help you visually connect your habits with your results, which makes it so much easier to stick to. Especially after 50, when progress can feel unpredictable. This gives you proof that you're on the right track. Now, the SciBio CKM is available in most countries right now, but not the United States. It will be soon. If you want to try it out, you can head to healthcoachkait.com/SciBio. I will put that link in the description box down below as well. And make sure to use my code KAIT15 at checkout because that's going to save you 15% off your first order. Now, continuing on, I want to talk about how long it actually takes to get into ketosis when you're over 50. For most people, if they're using this framework, if they're eating high fat, low carb, less than 20 grams in a day, if they're incorporating some form of intermittent fasting, it takes about 2 to 3 days. But this also depends on how insulin resistant you are and the current state of your metabolic health. A few signs that you're on the right track include you feel less hungry, your energy levels stabilize, your brain fog lifts, you stop craving sugar, and of course, your ketones start to rise. If you're using the SciBio CKM, you'll know exactly when your blood ketones hit 0.5 and you enter ketosis, because this is the threshold where nutritional ketosis begins. And from there, you can continue to dial in your routine, see what works and what doesn't, all without a single bruised fingertip. Now, I know we've covered a lot in this video, so let's quickly recap. The first step you're gonna wanna take to get in ketosis if you're over 50 is to lower your carbs to less than 20 grams in a day. Next, you're gonna want to incorporate a 14 to 16 hour fast daily. And finally, you're gonna want to track your ketones. And the easiest way to do this is with the CKM from SciBio. No guessing, no gimmicks, just a smart, personalized approach that works with your metabolism and not against it. Now, I'm here from you guys. If you're over 50 and you eat a keto diet or you are regularly in ketosis, what's worked for you? What hasn't? I love hearing from you guys in the comments. So yeah, leave me a comment, even if you just want to say hi. And before you go, remember to check out the SciBio CKM. I'll put that link in the description box down below as well. And if you enjoyed this video, you might also enjoy my video on the best foods you can eat to get into ketosis. I will link that video on the screen. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.